Hey, Shalom.
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 Like give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash.
The abundance to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere Akim. I'm Shakat.
Abaya.
But Yum.
Hey, it was just a news article found up, concerning the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast according to the scriptures. This is from newstarget.com. This was published on June 23rd, 2018. And the title says, Novel gut on a chip recreates the intestinal matrix to allow nutritionists to understand how a gut works. Studying the complex human gut could become much easier thanks to a new biochip. In the Newswise article, the latest refinement of this gut on a chip can provide an accurate simulation of the intestinal matrix. The gut is made up of billions of human cells and even larger number of microbes from different species. These two groups of cells are constantly interacting among themselves and each other in too many ways to count. Furthermore, this bustling environment changes every time food passes through it. There's no experiment that can take into account all these diverse components and relationships, much less control them. Nutritionists must overcome these barriers if they want to improve their understanding of obscure gastrointestinal disorders that concern the passage of food through the body. These disorders include inflammatory bowel diseases like Crohn's disease, and they are growing more common as the years go by. And this pretty.
I want to make a point, because through the craftiness of Satan, through the craftiness of the so-called white man, he's utilizing the medical field as a mechanism to further push this this microchip, man. And because the microchip, according to the scriptures, is the 666 mark of the beast. Now, what they want to do, they want to be able to control the minds and the operations and bodily functions of so-called mankind. And that's the ultimate goal and the ultimate agenda, because what a lot of people know as this new world order or this one world government system, that is something that the elites of this society want to happen.
Yep.
That's what they want to have.
Yeah, that's right, man.
And the precept. Okay. Psalm 68 and 20. He that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto the Most High, the Lord, belong the issues from death. Yeah, because Esau basically, ultimately, he wants to control life and death, man. All right, but hey, you have been given that sword to be the wicked. You are the opposition, man. So you are the wicked. The Most High controls life and death. But Esau wants to take it a step further, man. He wants total control.
That's right. And because it was at Antiochus Epiphanes, do you think that he did not want to get rid of those that bodily disease that the Heavenly Father placed upon him? So as the priest of Bible is going into, Esau wants to have control over life and death, man. He wants to have control over life and death when the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, is the author of life and death, man. He is he that giveth, and he is that taketh away. But we have the so-called white man placing himself as the God upon planet Earth, when this place is the Heavenly Father's footstool, man. But it's the so-called white man's kingdom. So he looks at this place as him having complete dominion and rulership and godlike authority over it.
That's right. That's right. Hey, and just to back up the elder, this is Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. All right. So when you look into the Hebrew for the term houses, my phone is pulling up right now. Of course, is Strong's H1004, pronounced as Bayah. And then, of course, house, dwelling, habitation. And then one of those definitions is the human bodies.
Yeah. Okay. I go back to the article. It says, the gut on the chip offers a solution to this conundrum. It is made of water-based gels whose chemical and physical properties can be adjusted to match the traits of the gastrointestinal system. So here comes the so-called white man. He's trying to mock the Most High, trying to create another way of mocking the gastrointestinal system, by using his technology. And that's what
2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yep. So he can get advantage of 2/3 of the nation of Israel, but not the elect of the nation of Israel. And because we know his meaning behind this so-called technology he's trying to do. It's pretty much just trying to track everybody and spitting prophecy, man. And another thing he tried to do, he tried to use everything as a conveniency. And you look up that word convenient, it goes to pretty much easy to reach or accessible or favorable to one's purpose, you know. So he trying to make everything convenient. That's why when you go in these stores and things that such, he make everything smart pay. You just use you know, like your phone. You can use your Apple phone on your watch, your Apple Watch, Salakia, and you can use that to pay things. He try to make everything accessible, man. Cause everybody, they pretty much tired of waiting, and you know, Americans are very impatient people. So everything, that's why he tried to create that delusion of just like drive-through. Like everything's fast. Now he got the thing called waiver. Now everything's accessible to everybody's comfort now, man. That's what Americans are into. So that's why he's come out with this RFID chip, trying to make it seem like we can detect these certain diseases just in case you get Crohn's disease. We have a way of detecting through this RFID chip, you know?
Hey, bro, the Elder B wanted me to get devices in the Greek. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11.
Strong's G 3540. Naima.
All right. And the major point is definition and evil purpose.
Yep. That evil purpose is trying to microchip everybody, acting like he's the Most High. That's why he have all these different these security cameras to try to keep out everybody that all seeing not. He try to make it seem like he's the Most High. That's why it says in the scriptures that the Most High eyes are 10 times brighter than the sun, which is going to the angels, you know?
That's right.
But he just trying to make it seem like he sees everything. And with his technology, he pretty much does see everything, you know?
And because going back into the precept in Corinthians, it says that we are not ignorant of Satan's devices.
Yep.
You know, that's twofold. And because the actual physical device, we're not ignorant of that as well.
That's right.
And because the scriptures commanded us, all right, to make no cuttings in the flesh, man. You know? And that device has to be physically inserted inside of your body. The scriptures also reference your so-called humble abode or your house as
Bodies.
Your temple.
as your temple,
Yeah.
you know. And so you're supposed to cherish this rental property that the Heavenly Father has given your spirit and during your time upon planet Earth. Okay, but the deception of the so-called white man utilizing that mechanism for something good is all smoke and mirrors, man. Hey, because truth be told, what good has the so-called white man done upon planet Earth? So now all of a sudden he's looking for your well-being. Now he's out here saying, okay, let's prevent these cancers. Let's prevent these diseases. When the pharmaceutical industry is a multi-billion, trillion-dollar industry. He makes money off of your sicknesses. He makes money off of your illnesses. So there has to be an ultimate agenda or reasoning behind him wanting to have this microchip implanted inside of you, okay, on a mass scale.
That's right.
Because now it's an experimentation process. You know, it's really here, but it hasn't been pressed to a broad scale, so to speak.
Okay. Hey, this is a quote right here, bro. It says the pharmaceutical industry does not create cures, it creates customers. You know?
Yeah. Repeat customers. Hey, because what do you a sick family members always say, yeah, I'm finna go get my prescription refill. Finna go refill my prescription. But you still have been battling this so-called ailment for years now.
That's right.
That's right. Because money is in the treatment. All right. The more the more you receive treatments, the more money you spend. All right. Compared to a cure, of course, what the Most High has provided on Earth with plants. With herbs and things of that nature. But so if you cure something, that means that issue is no longer there.
It's been rooted out.
It's rooted out. However, if you continue to receive treatments, that issue is ongoing.
Yeah, so something cheap and effective as like garlic or raw honey, you know what I'm saying? They know that pretty much cure any type of cancer. Yeah, your diet, That's why the elder, the brother, the LA camp, the head brother, Maratazat, how he said that's why you see these different drugstores open all throughout the night. Those are really the trap. You know what I'm saying? Those are really true drug houses right there. The Walgreens, you know, your CVS pharmacies and things. They stay open all night, man. They steadily feeding these customers, man, with their drugs.
That's right.
You know?
Add a precept.
Okay,
Yeah,
bro.
you go ahead.
Leviticus?
Yeah, you can get it. Yeah, Leviticus, and one of y'all can break it down. It says Leviticus 19:28, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord Yahweh.
All right. When you look up that word, might as well get in there. Yeah. The Greek word for mark is karama. You know, it pretty much goes into you had to insert something in your flesh, man. You had to cut open your flesh. And they're letting us know right there, according to our Levitical law, that we're not supposed to make any type of cuttings into our flesh, man. And Esau knows this, man. That's why he's steadily trying to push this vibration on our people to do or try to take. That's why it says we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. But 2/3 of the nation of Israel are, and they are going to take that chip.
Hey, this is Revelation 13:16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
That word all, we always go into is that Greek word is pas, which means everybody. So he's going. That's why it's a new world order. He's gonna try to make that implement on everybody, man. Not just certain countries like Nate try to push out.
Yeah, small countries.
Yeah, small countries.
And in order to receive that mark, you have to split your flesh open, man. Because hey, via that instrument they use to inject that chip inside your hand or your forehead, however they're gonna do it.
Yeah. Hey, for thousands of years, this body has been operating on its own course via the algorithm that the Heavenly Father set forth since the foundations of the earth when He created man, right? When they sprang forth from the waters abundantly. The body had an algorithm already written for it to flourish, for it to live, for it to be healthy. But now the so-called white man has a better way.
Right.
You know? So if you don't believe that the Heavenly Father is perfect, and you believe that the so-called white man is adding perfection unto his perfection, you know, then you don't believe in the Heavenly Father, man.
That's right.
So that's why the judgment for those that take this chip or this mark of the beast, for whatever case that it may be, you know, the ultimate judgment for them is to be cut off and destroyed, man. They're gonna be put to death because now your God is the so-called white man. Now your God is this current world and condition.
That's right. Something like the RFID chip is foreign to your body, so your body don't know how to accept it. That's why it's pretty like your body, your immune system is able to fight all different type of bacteria, microbes, all different type of diseases. But something like the RFID chip is foreign to your body. That's why it becomes cancerous to your body. You know, that's why you're able to get cancer. Because it's said that those RFID chip contains a chemical called cyanide that poisons your body, which causes you to get cancer.
That's right. And the precept, Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 5. As thou knowest not what is the way of the spirit, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child, even so thou knowest not the works of Yahweh who maketh all. You know? And the reason I brought that out is because we can't even expound or begin to explain how a child's bones begin to grow and form and develop, man. You know? And the scientists to this very day cannot break that down, but they understand birth. But they can't go into the true root of how bones grow and develop. And with the so-called white man coming up with different ways to try to get around that, to become to place himself as God upon earth, man. You know, it's a constant battle because he doesn't believe in the Heavenly Father. You know.
That's right, bro. This 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
And that man of sin is being revealed. That skirt's being uplifted. And because even the nations throughout the earth are understanding and calling the so-called white man that great Satan, or that blue-eyed devil. And why is that? Because of his track record. Now that doesn't make us evil or hateful just because you bring up your track record. We're just bringing out the facts. And we do it upon our own people as well, because even our people, a lot of our people are going to take this microchip. They're going to be deceived by the craftiness of Satan. Hey, but that's just their judgment. We are here to forewarn the Most High's elect, hey, because they're going to hear and they're going to fear. But the great majority of the people, they're going to hear, but they're not going to fear, because they're going to walk on as though they're still in control.
Come on, bro. Hey, a little bit more. All right, verse 4: who oppose it and exalted himself above all that's called the Most High. That's why we call him Satan, because he's the opposition. He's the adversary. He's against everything that the Most High stands for, or that he is worshipped, so that he as the Most High, sitting in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. That's what the RFID chip. Along with other things, he's making these different laws that the Most High already established for the earth to go by. You know, he creates his own laws, but it's also pinpointing that RFID chip, man, because Esau knows once the people take that, especially the ones of our people, it's over with for them, you know?
He paints the pictures as his likeness. Like the Most High looks like him, Yahushua, and the rest of the Elohim, so on and so forth. Hey, this is Ecclesiasticus 38:15. He that sinneth before his maker, let him fall into the hand of the physician. You know? Hey, and the reason why our people are gonna die is because they're sinners, man. 2/3 of our people are sinners, and that's the lot that the Most High has awarded them, man. But at the same time frame, they're gonna think, because of certain illnesses, that if I receive this chip, it's gonna prolong my life.
That's right. And you notice how people, they have no faith. Every time, like, if you try to invite them or put them on knowledge about different herbs, they always run to Esau, you know? And so they gonna fall into the hand of the physician, man. You know, that's pretty much you going to your enemy to heal yourself, you know? And we already broke it down that these pharmaceutical drugs is pretty much it's fucking up your immune system and making you get cancer. And you're not going the other route, which is the natural route, or the herbs, you know?
Hey, because when your body has a disease, it's not at ease. It's at dis-ease, you know? Hey, so the majority of it goes back to your diet, but ultimately it's the Heavenly Father who plagues man, you know? So so you do what's required of you as far as changing up the diet, taking herbs, and ultimately praying before all of that to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to rid your body of that disease, to rid your body of that filth, right? Because there's no point in going to the so-called white man to succor you. We've been succored by our oppressor for far too long now, and our people have become complacent with that state of mind, with that mind frame, man. So now it's high time for thee to wake out of sleep, because we're no longer ignorant of Satan's devices. His wicked and evil crafty ways are like repellent right now, because we are able to repel it.
With this word.
This word.
That's right. I like it.
Ecclesiasticus 38:2. For the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. The skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise would not abhor them.
Let's go into those different herbs we named. You know, it's thousands of them, man, you know. But also the scripture also says that with the Most High coming healing, you know. You have to pray in his name in order for you to be healed by that certain disease you know, it's attacking your body.
Healing in his wings, that's what we're talking about.
Yep, so got any other things? Okay. Yeah, that was pretty much the point right there. You just want to pinpoint on how Esau using this biochip or microchip. You know, he's pretty much trying to.
Hey, because that further proves that just further validates the microchip. Hey, because a few years back, a lot of people mocked us when we said that the 666 mark of the beast was the microchip. They laughed at that and they scoffed at that. But the so-called white man, through these articles and through his true prophets, are showing you constantly that this thing is real, And his main purpose and main agenda is to have every last one of you chipped, man.
That's right.
You know, so it's no longer laughing matter. Hey, when that rain started coming down during the times of Noah, there was no longer a time to be gay and to be married.
That's right. That's right.
And we're prophesying that same calamity again to the at this very day.
That's right.
And microchip is coming, man.
Yes.
You know, and it's gonna be a great befalling upon the Israelite people.
Yeah.
Con.
Ecclesiastes 38:2 again.
Yeah, we can break out that.
All right, hey, Ecclesiastes 38:2. For the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king.
This is pretty much proving the point about the herbs, you know, the Most High's natural medicines he has on this planet Earth for us to go by, you know. But yeah, but yeah, that was just pretty much a point we bringing out through the Spirit. How Esau is using this biochip, trying to detect different diseases and make people pretty much be accessible to it now. You know, letting people know that we know how to detect Crohn's disease. Cause that's a horrible disease. If you read up on it, you know, it's a bad inflammatory disease. So we're just bringing it out through the Spirit, just to prove that he's using this snare on the people to capture them, and then try to let them know. And once they fall for that snare, people gonna get taken under captive, and they gonna take that chip, man.
I want to bring out a point too, because you said that he's able to detect it. So this couldn't be pre-existing people with the Crohn's disease. So what that mean? That people without the disease will have to already be chipped.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're able to monitor it because we got a great majority of people chipped.
Yeah.
It's if you get caught up, you get caught up.
That's right.
You know.
That's
But the warning is out there, and as more closely as this day approaches, the more and more videos you're gonna hear come out on this particular topic.
Okay. Ezekiel 33:33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them.
What's that coming to pass? Jacob's trouble, martial law, the economic collapse, the famine, all these different pestilences, you know, race riots, the microchip, you know what I'm saying? Yahweh's coming. You know, everything that we always go out there on the highways and byways and proclaim the word of Yahweh to the people about, man.
That's right.
We let you know, hey, all this is coming to pass, and we round you can feel it, man. You know, they coming out with this shit more and more each day. So through the Spirit, man, we hope you all will edify it. Like give all honor and glory again to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors again to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere Akim. Shalom.
Shalom.